Hello everybody and welcome to In My Mug, episode 141 on Monday the 25th of July 2011. My name is Steve Layton and this week we welcome back an old friend from El Salvador, and I'm very excited to have our El Salvador coffees arrived in. We actually had a container arrive for the first time ever at the roastery this week that had all of these coffees in, so it's been super exciting. A little bit of news before I kind of move on. The QR reader stuff, we've put it on hold for a couple of weeks. I've come up with a much better way of implementing it, so they are going to be coming back. Please hang on in there, and it's going to come back much better. So let's get straight into the coffee. This week's coffee is called El Salvador Finca Argentina Washed, and this is the second year that we've had this coffee. Last year, when I first got to see this sample, it arrived on our doorstep and was beautifully presented in this little funky bag, but I knew nothing about it. And we get lots of these coffees come through, and I mean loads of them, where people will, like, been on holiday and they met a farmer and they said they'd try and sell their coffee for them. And this was one of those ones. It was somebody who'd been on the farm, met the guys, wanted to help them find market. Tried it on the cupping table against La Illusion, Alaska, Fanny, and there was something else on there, and absolutely loved it. Absolutely adored it. I thought it was a really, really cool coffee. So we stocked it, started talking to the guys, and hence us having it again this year. This year, some of you may remember I went to El Salvador and Costa Rica on a buy-in trip, and I'd kind of forgotten about this farm a little bit. Not because it isn't great, it was because it was the first year we'd had a little bit of conversation, but I didn't really know them. Didn't think that they would find time for me to go visit them. But they found out that I was going. I received an email from Alejandro, who is now the owner of the farm. It was his father's farm and he now owns it. And he said, "We'd love you to come and visit." But unfortunately it was so late in the trip that I hadn't really got a window where I could kind of go and visit, apart from on the Wednesday morning, and it would mean he had to come into the city at about 5 o'clock in the morning, pick me up, take me out, and I needed to be back in the city for 2 p.m. because of traffic and because also of other commitments. And Alejandro said, "Yeah, sure, I'll be there." 5 o'clock he was there waiting for me, not blurry-eyed like I was, and took me to the farm. So a little bit about Alejandro. He took over from his father fairly recently in running the farm, after travelling the world as an engineer. Speaks amazing English, very intelligent guy, very good businessman, which I think is important. And he kind of understands that there was a need for the farm to step up in the work it was doing for it to flourish. If it wanted to be a farm that became recognised, they needed to do certain things, and he's invested in the farm. And he's done a fantastic job of really raising the quality. The coffee is 100% Bourbon, as is most of the plant stock in El Salvador. Heirloom varietal, that for me is one of the main reasons why El Salvador does so well on the cupping table. Bourbon is a varietal that continues to deliver. Not all the time, there are some bad Bourbons out there, but if looked after and if done well, this low yielding, not very pest resistant strain tends to do extremely well on the cupping table. So this farm is based in the Apaneca region of the Apaneca mountain range in Ashapan department, and during the non-picking season I think they've got 16 people that maintain the farm, look after it, work on it, and have a living from it, and around about 50 people come in during picking to get all the stuff out. The farm ranges from 1100 metres to 1350 metres. This lot, which is the lot that gets sold as specialty, is 1350 metres. They separate it out into smaller pots. I'm going to show you a map now on the screen of the layout of the farm, and the bit that's highlighted is where our coffee comes from. And loads of work has been done on the farm to raise the quality since Alejandro took over, and I'm so pleased that we found time to go visit it. It really is fairly amazing. I'll go through the numbers with you. So it's from El Salvador. The farm is called Finca Argentina. The varietal is Bourbon. It's a fully washed, sun-dried on patio coffee. Employs up to 66 people during the picking season, 16 full-time workers that work on the farm. Altitude 1350 metres, owned by Alejandro Martinez. very near to the city of Churin in Argentina, which is in the Argentina-Lapanteca mountain range region of El Salvador. Before I kind of go and brew these coffees and stop, they did some favours for us this year. So last year when we initially started the conversation, they were asking me for advice on, you know, what would mean that I would be able to buy more of their coffee, what things they would like me, you know, I would like them to do. Is there any experiments they could play with? So we threw at them, well, you know, sometimes it's interesting to see a pulp natural and a natural from a farm. Not particularly large lots, you know, small test lots just to see what that could do to the coffee. And they were very, very readily keen to do that and jump on board. And they've also done us a pulp natural, although they didn't know what pulp natural was until I'd said to them. They went away and read some books and spoke to some people at the mill, and they knew what to do, so they did a pulp natural. And they also did a natural version for us, very small, tiny lots. They are available on the site to buy today. We're probably not going to do an in my mug with them because there's not that much of them, but we are going to do a pack where you can buy them all together. And yeah, we're going to basically do this multi-pack where you can try the washed, the pulp natural, the natural. And the crazy thing was, I also spoke to them about Cascara and said it would be interesting to see Cascara from another farm, because all I've really seen is the stuff from Santa Ana, from Ernesto, from La Lujon, and from Aida Badal from Kilimanjaro. So I thought it might be interesting for somebody else to have a go at it and see what they did. And after they stopped laughing at me, because they're saying they normally pay people to take their rubbish away, they very kindly did me a very small lot of the Cascara as well. So we're going to be offering the Cascara on the site as a separate, but we're also going to be selling them all as a pack. So I hope that you will take a look at that. Right, I'm going to whap you on pause. I'm going to go and make some lovely, delicious, tasty coffee, and I shall be back with you in just a moment. Okay, so I'm back. I'm just going to carry this going because it's lots to do, and that's what I want. I need something to stir my espresso with, so I'm going to dive straight into the espresso. Okay, so the first thing that hits you with the espresso is this is a very, very typical, in a good way, El Salvador Bourbon. It's sweet. Sweetness is the primary component on this. There's a little hint of acidity in there, and I'm kind of getting a little bit of an orange. And in the espresso, more than anywhere else, I get this pomegranate kind of flavour going on. But it's creamy, it's smooth, it's super balanced, and it's sweet, sweet, sweet. El Salvador's and espresso go together like bread and butter, cheese and biscuits, just, you know, pork and pie. Amazing, and just a beautiful combination. So I'm going to get the schnozzer in the bowl because I haven't done that for a while. And this was to give myself a treat because I know this coffee roasts beautifully. Multitasking, look at me. Oh. It roasts beautifully. It's absolutely amazing, and it's incredibly aromatic when it drops out of the roaster. So you can smell the sweetness on here, and you can also, now I don't know whether it's because I taste it in there and I'm just kind of linking the two, but I smell a little bit of the pomegranate on the dries. So I'm going to show you a picture of the roast colour now. Medium to medium dark. No need to take this anywhere near oils. It is perfect as it is, and really cool. So I'm going to dive into the milk. Sweetness of the espresso, sweetness of the milk. It's a good cappuccino. It's a very, very good cappuccino. Even though the milk's awful on it, it's really good. Yeah, we'll decide. We'll make the decisions afterwards. Right, time to stop you, my little beauty. Cantans have gone very, very well. Everybody seems to be loving them. They're on the site. Going to pop a link on there again, just for you to see. So you can go and have a look at them. They're ridiculously cheap. I said they were like 30 pence each. They're actually less than that. They can work out as little as 16 pence each. So a must. You should definitely go take a look. So I'm going to have the brewed. There seems to be some message on here that says 1 hour, 56 minutes and 15 seconds. And a bit of coffee all over my hand. Don't know what that means. Oh, what's this around my neck? Milton Keynes half marathon. I wonder if it's related to that. On the last one I said I was doing the marathon. I did flash up the time, but I promise I'll shut up about it from now on. I'll get this bit out of my system. But it was amazing to do the marathon. Half marathon. I really enjoyed it. I'm kind of from 6 months ago where I couldn't run to save my life to doing it under 2 hours. I was very pleased, and yeah, thank you for all the lovely words on Facebook and on Twitter. Very kind of you all. So let's dive into this cup. It's like, it's a bit like the Don Mayo of last week of a hug in a mug. It's a comfy pair of slippers. It's so easy to drink. It's just like smooth and sweet, and that creaminess comes through again, and you don't get any of the acidity in the brood, but you do get lots of that sweetness. It's just all over the palate, and a little hint of orange, but it's the tiniest hint. It's just a stellar coffee. It really, really is. We're so lucky to have this one, and we're so lucky that they've done the other options for us as well, as in the Pulp Natural and the Natural. I really do hope you'll give those a go. In fact, I haven't done this for a long, long time, but I'm going to pop a voucher code below for you to try the multi-pack. So if you are going to try it, it's going to be for 2 weeks only from when this video's out. But I'm going to give you a good chunk of money off to go and try the variety pack. So you can try the Natural, the Pulp Natural, the Cascara, and you can try this. It's a great coffee. I'm very excited to be offering it. It's going to be around for a little while because we bought a good chunk of it. As I say, the container arrived on Tuesday this week, which we had to manually unload, and it's all in the new roastery at the minute in the green storeroom. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Is there anything else I need to talk about? I don't think so. Life is too short for bad coffee.